Welcome to the Daily Hustle, where you get daily tips to help you in your home-based online business. Now, before we get started, be sure to hit that red subscribe button below so that you get all the killer daily tips every day from this YouTube channel. Now, let's talk about setting goals. You know, there are many different ways to set goals, and everyone has their own opinion of what the best way is to set goals. And you know, I'm not sure I have the best way to set goals, but I have a way that works for me. And that's what you want to do, is you want to find a way that works for you. So since this is my show, I want to share with you my way of setting goals and how it works for me. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have the big picture in mind. You want to have the big overarching idea of what you want to achieve in your mind. And then you want to take a daily goal process to bear. What you want to do is you want to make a list every single day. I have one of my lists here. And I just take a yellow pad, because when you use a yellow pad, or when you actually just write out your goals, there's something kind of almost magical that happens, is that as you're writing, that stuff's getting imprinted in your brain. There's something about the process of handwriting. You know, I'm not talking about typing. I know a lot of people type their stuff out, put it in a Word doc or whatever, you know, whatever you might use. I'm not talking about that version of setting your goals. I'm talking about handwriting your goals. There's something about it, I've noticed this over 30 years of being in home business, is that even if I don't even ever go back and look at my list, it's in my head, because I had the mind-body connection of writing the goals down on paper. Something weird about it, but you've got to try it out. So because that happens, like I said, even if I don't refer back to my list, it's in my head, and my subconscious is working on these goals. And I know almost intuitively what I've got to do next and what I've got to do next. Now, once I have that list put together, the next thing I do is I prioritize the list in order of what is the most productive and profitable thing I can do for my business right now. Now, often the most productive and profitable, and I mean to put those together, the most productive and profitable thing you can do is often the hardest thing that you don't want to do. So typically we'll put these things off because, oh, that's hard, or oh, that's too much work, or oh, I have to confront someone, or oh, I have to go prospect something, some kind of business. Typically, the most productive and most profitable thing you can do at any given moment is also the hardest thing to do. So by prioritizing those things that are most profitable and productive at the same time, wrapped together, and putting a number 1 next to those, and a number 2 next to the next biggest things, and the number 3 next to the next biggest things. And then here's the key, guys: get in the habit of doing that first thing. By the way, sometimes doing that first thing, it might be the only thing you get done all day. And I'm being very transparent here with you. Sometimes I only do 1 or 2 of the things on my list, but they're the things that are going to push my business forward faster than anything else. I could have done item number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on that list and not push my business as far forward as doing that number 1 item. That was the hardest and the most profitable thing to do. So take this, you know, and really take it seriously, because by doing the most profitable and usually the hardest thing to do in any given day, you're going to move your business so much further forward, so much faster than if you kind of lollygag and say, oh, you know what, this is easier, I'll do this, and this is easier too, I'll do this. And you'll feel, when you do like numbers 5 through 12, you'll feel like you got a lot done. You'll feel like you got a lot accomplished, and you'll feel kind of proud of yourself, right? But you won't be getting the most important things done in your business that can catapult your business forward. I'm talking about a leverage point here that can dramatically improve your business over time. By having this one habit of doing the most important, most profitable thing at any given moment, you're going to move your business so much further and so much faster. So take that into account as you write down your goals and as you prioritize your list. And don't be afraid to go, you know what, this is a really hard thing to do, but it is a number 1 item on my list. I've got to get it done. And then the hardest part is get into the habit of doing it. Get into the habit of saying, no matter what, the number 1 item that I have on my list, number 1, 2, 3, those are the things I'm going to get done today. And like I said, it may be that at the end of the day, you go, wow, I only got 1 thing done. But feel good about that, because that was usually the hardest thing to do. Okay, this is a restructuring of your habits from what you may be used to doing. But let me tell you, it's going to be so powerful for you in the long run, because these highly productive, highly profitable things that you do every day, they have a way of building and multiplying on you, kind of like compound interest. And pretty soon you look back and you're very, very proud of the business that you built, because you did the hardest things and the most profitable things at any given point in time. So always prioritize your list by those factors: hardest, most profitable, most productive. All three. Typically the most productive and most profitable are going to be the hardest thing. So push yourself to do that number one item, because you labeled it number one. And by labeling it number one, you're automatically committing to doing that number one item. Now, below this video in the description area, I have some cool, fun, and free resources related to the topic of home-based business success just for you. So be sure you check that out before you move on to your funny cat videos.